Oklahoma, a state of mind.
Hey, Buzzheads and Shagheads, Curtis Tucker here with another episode of the Okie Buzz podcast. If you guys are keeping track and you find something interesting in this episode that you might want to come back and remember the date or the details, this is episode 2. So I will just be numbering all of the episodes since there's no one topic for any episode. It's just going to be kind of random about a whole bunch of other stuff. But what's going to make it a lot easier too is when I get the website done at okiebuzz.com, then whenever I mention a concert or something that you guys want to find out more about, you can just go to the website and search for it there, and you'll get all that information. And just so you guys know, right now I'm just trying to get some podcast episodes out there to just start building up some stuff on the podcast, on different podcasting apps. So this, I may change the format up a little bit. Right now it's kind of willy-nilly and random and all that good stuff. And I'm just kind of going through what I've already posted on the Okie Buzz Facebook page. If you guys are just finding this podcast and you have not started following me on the Okie Buzz Facebook page, go ahead and follow me there because I will be posting a lot of updates and stuff there. And that's going to get a little more specific and informational as well. Right now, I'm just trying to throw a whole bunch of events on the Facebook page. And then that way I can turn around and take all those events and fill those into the calendar and the blog on the website. And hopefully I'll get that website done here pretty quick. So if there's anybody out there looking for some big advertisers for Okie Buzz, let me know. Hit me up at buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. That'll be the official email for Okie Buzz. And if you don't know, if you're just finding this and you don't know anything about me, I am Curtis Tucker, aka Shags, the host of the podcast. I also do Enid Buzz. I've been doing that since 2005, and I've got quite a big following here in Enid, Oklahoma. But I thought I would expand my horizon and start covering the entire state and just covering entertainment, nothing else, no politics, no news, probably not even any weather, just basically events, mostly concerts, festivals, junk sales, and then I'll probably do some restaurant type reviews and shopping, different shopping areas and different shops that you might not know about. So just covering the entire state. I have lived in Enid most of my life, but for a period I went up to Tonkawa and lived in Tonkawa. Then I lived in Stillwater. Then I lived in Edmond, and then I ended up in Del City and more. And then I came back to Enid, and then I had a daughter enrolled at OU, and she was on the Prom team. So I felt like I lived there in Norman for 4 years when actually, we were commuting, but spending the night on the weekends. So I have been kind of here and there all over the state, love the state of Oklahoma. And I think this is going to be a really fun business just to keep you guys. I had somebody at the thing that sparked this. Now I have had this idea for quite a while. I think I started this in 2015 as far as it originally was going to be Oklahoma Buzz, and I was just going to kind of talk about everything in Oklahoma, and then it got put on the back burner, and then through some different things, I decided to change it to Okie Buzz. And so it's been there, and I've started it, and then I've stopped it. And then the other day somebody asked me, hey, if I wanted to take somebody on a date, somewhere around the state to see a concert, where would I find out about that concert? Well, you don't want to have to go to every venue's website to find out what concerts are going on. And I could only think of maybe one website that might have all that information. And so I thought, well, let me make another one where it's specifically just entertainment. Nothing, not really going to get into anything else. Now, I say that, but there may be some hotel information or places to stay, bed and breakfast, but that just is because, if you're traveling around the state to go do something and it's, 6 hours away or something, you may want to spend the night. So, but it's all going to be related to entertainment and that type of stuff. So, hope you subscribe to the podcast. And like I said, go follow me on Facebook. And what I'm also doing is, if you're just listening to this podcast, I'm also recording it on video, and then I'm uploading those videos to my YouTube channel, which is Curtis Tucker. So you'll find my Curtis Tucker podcast videos there and the Okie Buzz videos there as well, just to make it a lot easier. I don't want to have to start a whole new channel right now. If this thing were to really take off, then I might do that. So what I'm going to do is basically start, hopefully kind of from where I left off last week, tell you guys about some of the upcoming events going on. And again, this is just real random, real not in depth. I'm just kind of reading off of the quick things that I uploaded. And again, once I get everything settled, once the website is done, I'll probably maybe have interviews. I have interviewed Garth Brooks and Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley and some comedians, a lot of musicians, maybe not as well known as them, that have come through Oklahoma, Harlem Globetrotters. So I have interviewed a lot of people for Enid Buzz and other podcasts. And so I'll eventually have some interviews on here as well, just talking about some of the big events coming up. And then there'll be, just more in depth, like if I mention a concert or a festival right now, it's just going to be the bare bones, when, where, what time. Whereas as I get this going, I'll probably pick out and highlight, 30 minutes worth of stuff. And then I'll go, in a little bit deeper, and then I'll send you guys to the website for all the other stuff. So that's kind of how it'll go. But right now, like I said, because I don't have a huge amount of listeners, because I'm just kicking this off, there's no sense in spending hours of my time and doing in-depth things when I'm not getting a whole lot of listeners yet. And then this kind of gets you guys used to what's going on, gets the word out there. And for you guys that are listening right now, and there are some of you, appreciate you, because this was the Enid Buzz podcast. And I think the market was just too small podcast-wise for that to work. So I am centered, and this is Shaggy Duck Studio that I am in, coming to you from here in Enid, Oklahoma. But like this weekend, so here's an event for you. This weekend, we do a lot of traveling. And this weekend we were traveling over to Tulsa to the BOK Center, and we were going to be going to the SEC Women's Gymnastics tournament. And the top 4 teams in the country are all SEC teams, and they are all going to be there. And I believe they're going to be in the night session. So I'll be over there. I'll be taking some photos and videos of that event, whatever restaurants we go to. I'll update you guys on that stuff. I think OU is ranked number 1, and then LSU, and then I believe, I forgot again. And I think Alabama was 4. Trying to think of who 3 was. It's not coming. I'll think of it hopefully in a little while. Anyway, it'll be that type of deal. So I do go to my share of events around the state, and I like to, do fun stuff like chase eclipses and just things like that. So I'll be traveling to places and doing videos and lives and showing you guys what's going on in Oklahoma. If you guys don't live in Oklahoma, go back to if you do live in Oklahoma. So if you do live in Oklahoma, I hope this podcast gets you out of your town for a road trip. Go search, the southeastern part of the state. And if you've never been to the Panhandle, get out to the Panhandle. I'm looking to get out there I want to get to the Black Mesa area here pretty soon. I'm not sure how soon I'll be able to get out there. It's a 5-hour drive from Enid out there, but I'm going to get out there. It's right by Kenton, and I'll be bringing you some stuff from out there. But anyway, if you don't live in Oklahoma, hopefully there'll be a weekend where you're like, hey, I want to go do something, and then you can click on okiebuzz.com, and then hopefully there'll be a weekend with like 2 major concerts and maybe a festival, and it'll make it worth a flight or a drive to come to Oklahoma. And if you guys know me, if you know me from one of my other podcasts or something, hit me up, and maybe I can put you guys up, or I can meet you guys, in some other town, wherever you guys are going. So just let me know. buzz@buzzheadmedia.com, again, is the email to get a hold of me. So let's jump into it. I think that's all I wanted to start out with. But again, like I say, I'll eventually figure out my format for the show, and we'll get that going. But for now, I'm just going to rattle. So we do have a concert coming up. If you guys like country music, Brooks and Dunn, their Neon Moon Tour 2026 is coming to Oklahoma City on October 1st at 7 p.m. at the Paycom Center. And you guys can just go to the website for the Paycom Center, and they will have, links to all the events. Click on that and you can get your tickets there. But that is October 1st for a country music concert. And then we've got the Philbrook Museum. Hopefully you guys have been to the Philbrook at one point or another. It is over in Tulsa, and they are having art in bloom. And tickets for the 2026 edition are now on sale. You can go to philbrook.org/bloom and get your tickets there. That's coming up pretty quick. That is April 3rd through the 5th. Art in Bloom returns to bring you a weekend of wonder. See Philbrook through the creative eyes of floral designers. So it's all about floral design. If you guys have ever been to Disney, when they have done one of those floral deals where there's floral displays and decorations everywhere, this is kind of like that. Art in Bloom is a museum-wide experience that features stunning structures made by local floral designers inspired by the architecture and art of Philbrook. So that sounds like a fun event to get to. And then I've got stuff on Okie Buzz about the DarkSky. So if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say the DarkSky or the Black Mesa, there are areas around the world and even in the United States and now in Oklahoma that are DarkSky locations. And that means on a light scale, they are, I believe, a 1, meaning there's very little light. So when you go to these areas, you can do astrophotography, which is taking pictures of the Milky Way and the moon and the stars and all that. And you don't have to worry about the what we call noise pollution. And so the Black Mesa out by Kenton has been dubbed a dark Sky Park. And so they're having a celebration for that on April 17th and 18th, but you need to reserve a spot because you have to camp out. And I believe it's free, but they're going to have night hikes, telescopes, and even a cowboy song or two. It sounds like it should be a great time. And if you are a photographer and you've been wanting to get some great shots of the Milky Way, that is a great place to do it. You can also do that over at the Gloss Mountains. You don't have to drive as far. They are not having an event right now at the Gloss Mountains, but when they do, I'll let you guys know. But if you go to okstateparks.camp /DarkSky event, you can sign up there. And if you guys have questions, email blackmesa@travelok.com. They can answer all your questions there. And again, I'm wanting to make a trip out to Black Mesa. I just have to get it on the calendar and get out there. So back in the day, I'm one of those guys that grew up in the 70s, basically was, junior high, high school in the 70s, and then college in the 80s. But my first concert was in the late 70s, and it was Journey down in Oklahoma City at the Myriad. Thin Lizzy opened up for him. Well, guess what? Journey is coming back. Of course, the lineup is not exactly the same as it was back then in the 70s, but they are coming to the Paycom Center on April 3rd, and that is coming up quick. You can get tickets to that at StubHub or go to the Paycom Center and click on the link there on their website, and it'll send you to wherever to get tickets. So another great concert. Journey, you better see them soon, because I think eventually they may quit touring. Then we've got a 500-mile yard sale. Have you guys ever heard of this? It's a whole bunch of towns on the same highway, and like dozens and dozens and dozens of people in each town have garage sales. So basically you can drive for 500 miles and find tons of garage sales. That is coming up. It's called the Oklahoma 500-mile yard sale extravaganza. It used to be called the Oklahoma 100-mile yard sale tour. It happens every year, the first weekend in May. Over 500 miles of sales in 29 towns throughout central and northeastern Oklahoma. The 16th annual will be May 1st and 2nd. They've got a website at ok500mileyardsale.com. If you guys like buying stuff, that's the place to do it. So go check that out. I have not done that, but I will put it on my list of things to do. And then just to let you guys know, Robert Plant was in town. You missed him. And I had it posted on the Facebook page. You could have seen him had you checked the Okie Buzz page, but he is already gone. He came with Saving Grace and Susie Diane, and they were over in Tulsa, I believe. So anyway, missed that, but we've got Blackberry Smoke coming up. Have you guys ever gone to the Jones Assembly and seen a band there? It's one of those small, it's a restaurant, but then it's got an event area where they have small concerts and things going on. So if you like to see concerts in an intimate venue, this is it. So Blackberry Smoke is coming to Oklahoma City with the Rattle, Ramble, and Roll tour to the Jones Assembly on April 30th. Tickets are on sale now. You can go to blackberrysmoke.com and find the Oklahoma City link and get your tickets there. So that should be fun. If you guys have not eaten at the Jones Assembly, go do that. We've eaten there several times. Love the food there. It's always a great experience. It's such a cool building, a cool vibe. The reason it's called the Jones Assembly is because it was, I believe it was an assembly plant for cars, and I believe it was Jones Ford, I believe, back in the day. I don't have all that history and memory committed to myself. But again, that's where future podcasting episodes will be a little better, because I'll have all that. I'm going to gather all that information and be able to give you guys more details and things like that. Right now, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. So hopefully I'm not telling you a whole bunch of wrong things. So another big act coming. One of my literally my favorite band from the 70s was Fleetwood Mac, and I tried to see Stevie Nicks in Oklahoma City a few years ago, and it was like right after COVID, and I think somebody in the band had COVID, so they canceled the Oklahoma City concert, and I never got to see her. But she is coming back, and she will be at the Lucas Oil Live venue on April 18th. You can get tickets at SeatGeek, and I believe that is down in Thackerville. So get down there, get online, check that out. She should put on a great concert. Again, another one of those concerts that you probably better see sooner rather than later, because there's no telling how long she's going to continue to tour. And now we've got, I think, the first festival that we'll be talking about. It is the Redfern Festival. and it takes place in Tahlequah. It's the 18th annual. It's going to be jamming, enjoy music on 2 stages, the Old Dan stage and the Little Ann stage throughout the Redfern Festival. They will be highlighting both local talent and a mix of full bands and singer-songwriters ranging from red dirt to bluegrass and Americana. So it's that whole Redfern, bluegrassy, home songwriter feel. Should be a fun thing. I probably will not make that one, but hopefully in the future, maybe next year. So April 24th, 25th. A lot of these are coming up here pretty soon. So you need to get tickets. Don't wait till last minute or they may be sold out. Another junk hunt. We got the great junk hunt coming up in Oklahoma City at the OKC Fair Park on March 20th, 21st. That's coming up, folks, like quick. It's a giant building filled with vintage treasures, one-of-a-kind finds, and creative inspiration everywhere you look. Plus, they're going to have cocktails and music. How often do you get to go shopping for junk and get cocktails and music? You can find tickets at thegreatjunkhunt.com. And from the pictures that they have posted, some of the stuff doesn't look real junky. I mean, it looks, if you want to decorate your house or get some really cool buys, go check that out. Then again, let's go all the way back to the 70s again. One of the biggest voices in the 70s, he's coming back to Oklahoma, and that would be Rod Stewart, the legend. He's going to return to the Lucas Oil Live venue on April 24th. Get your tickets to that. That's at the WinStar in Thackerville, and you can get the tickets to that on SeatGeek. Just go to SeatGeek.com or get on the app. If you don't have the app, go ahead and download the app. It makes it a lot quicker and easier to buy tickets, and also to sell them. So if you buy tickets to a concert and you end up not being able to go, it's pretty easy to resell your tickets on the SeatGeek app. So get down there and see Rod Stewart again. See him while you can. April 24th, Thackerville. Then we're going back to country western, a little more up-to-date music. We've got Thomas Rhett. The soundtrack to Life Tour 2026 is coming to the BOK Center on Saturday, September 19th. That is a ways out, but some of these guys are super popular, so you need to get your tickets soon. They are already on sale. Zach, John King, and Emily Ann Roberts will be opening up for him. And again, BOK Center, September 19th. That should be a great show. Speaking of country western, if you guys didn't know, the museum, I'm trying to think of what it used to be called, the National, I can't think. Anyway, it's now called the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. Used to be the old, I can't even think what it was called. Anyway, I went to it last year, but they've got some new stuff there this year. So get over there and check out that. It's the American West. You go inside and you'll see the Cowboy and Immersive Journey. It's now open. It's located at 1700 Northeast 63rd. You guys can see it from the highway. Check it out. It is a great museum. You can spend several hours just going through, looking at the regular stuff, not to mention this new stuff. But it is the Cowboy and Immersive Journey. And from the producers of the original immersive Van Gogh and immersive Disney animation people. So this ought to be really great. You can get tickets by going to their website, or you can get tickets when you get there. But get online, see what time, if they have different times, or I'm not sure if that's a timed thing or if you can just go at any time when you get out here. Here is a fun event, if you guys have not heard. The 80s Prom 2026. Break out your neon and tease your hair. The 23rd annual 80s Prom returns to Kane's Ballroom. Is there not a more iconic venue in Oklahoma than Kane's Ballroom over in Tulsa. This is happening April 25th. It's a massive throwback costume and dance party. You guys got to get dressed up for this one. Do not show up if you're not dressed up, and that's just coming from me. I'm sure they'll let you. But expect DJs spinning all original 80s hits, over-the-top costumes, live stage skits, retro visuals, and a chance to compete for the title of 80s royalty. That is at 423 North Main. You can get your tickets. There's a link tree. Go to Kane's Ballroom. There'll be a link there. Probably canesballroom.com. Again, another detail. Actually go to 80sprom.com and get your tickets there. They will have tickets there. And then I don't know if I talked about this. I might have talked about this last week. So if I'm repeating myself, put down on your calendar that the Twister, the movie museum in Waukita, is having a celebration of the 30th anniversary of the movie. And that's going to be on May 15th and 16th. They do have 2 actors from the original movie that will be there. They've got an extra that was in both Twister and Twisters. If you didn't know, I was an extra in the movie Twisters. I'm going to head up there. They've got a wall. If you've ever been in one of the 2 movies, I think they've got an area that you guys can sign up there. But they will have dozens of storm chasers up there. They've got the Dorothy. They've got some of the vehicles, a whole bunch of cool stuff. And so I think it's going to be a packed house. And then I think there's also the possibility of a surprise actor that has not said whether they're going to be there or not. I don't want to get your hopes up. So I'm not going to say that there will be a 3rd actor there, but there's a chance. Another fun event is called, this is for the 100 years of Route 66, part of the Capitol Cruise. This is the Route 66 OKC Centennial Celebration, the 100 greatest miles of Route 66, an exciting mini tour on May 30th. It's a free event designed for Route 66 enthusiasts and offers a preview of the excitement leading up to the main event happening on June 6th. You're going to travel from Sapulpa to Edmond as you explore 11 iconic stops along the Mother Road with a chance to win a Route 66 prize pack along with other stuff. It's a perfect way to experience a glimpse at the most memorable attractions on Route 66. I mean, yeah, Sapulpa to Edmond, that ought to be pretty fun. Mark your calendar for then later the June 6th, which is the full Route 66 road rally. And they're going to be trying to set a world's record there. I think I talked about that last week. And so you want to be a part of both of those. If you guys have not traveled Route 66, go do that. It is fun. There in Edmond, you get to go by Pop's soda place. Then we've got a fun event. The Orbit Arts Festival is coming back to the Tulsa Performing Arts Center on April 18th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Their 2nd Street lobbies and theater will be buzzing with performances, workshops, and creative energy from Tulsa's incredible local artists. It's a free all-day festival. Celebrates everything the arts community has to offer. It's located at 110 East 2nd if you have not been to the Tulsa Performing Arts Center. They are looking for volunteers to help out with that. You can sign up through April 4th. I've got a link to that, but you can go to tulsapac.com. And they should be able to lead you to information there if you want to sign up or get more information on the Orbit's Arts Festival. But if you like the arts and you like festivals, there's one to add. Then we've got kind of a funky event going on. It is Bloom on Boulevard. It's returning for its 2nd year as a one-day music and art experience on April 11th in Tulsa at 3306 Charles Page Boulevard, and it is at Wampa. So go check that out. If you got to be 21 or over, and if you are a longtime festival lover or simply curious to experience something new, They're going to have music, immersive art, and silent disco. Now, I did not check into what the silent disco is. We got to find out what the silent disco is, but you can go explore the event however you want. You can go early, you can stay late, you can dance all night, you can wander around, take it all in. If you go to houseofkit.com, which is Haus, houseofkit, actually, .com/tickets, you can get tickets to that, and that should be a fun, funky, again, kind of an artsy, fun event. So check that out. And then last event that I'm going to do tonight is kind of unusual. It is called Symphonic Con. Symphonic Con. It's music. Listen to this. It's music from comics, sci-fi, and video games. It's coming up pretty quick. It's March 27th and 28th, both nights at 7:30 p.m. at the Civic Center Music Hall at 201 North Walker in Oklahoma City. The OKC Philharmonic brings iconic music from superheroes, video games, and galaxies to life live with full orchestra and visuals. Feel the thrill of your favorite soundtracks surrounding you in the concert hall. What do you want to bet? There's going to be some Star Wars music there. So go to okcphil.org and you'll be able to find tickets there. And that is, again, at the Civic Center in Oklahoma City. So there's just a little bit, I mean, think of that. And that's without me putting a whole bunch of effort into finding all of the events going on in the state. That's just a scratching the surface, kind of the bigger events going on, and that's not even close to all of them. So if you guys are listening to this and you're wondering, what's there to do, again, if you don't live in Tulsa or Oklahoma City or Tahlequah or Enid. Oh, real quick, let me throw this event in. Enid, we are having our Red Brick Road Food Truck and Arts Festival coming up, not this weekend, but the last weekend in March. So if you guys are looking for something to do, come to Enid. Lots of food trucks. I can't even think of how many. Live music all day. Not a whole bunch of art. I think the art part of it is kind of growing, but it's really more of a music and food truck festival. But there is going to be some art there. There's some photographers, some jewelry makers. So come check that out if you have not been to Enid. If you have not seen our iconic brick road sandwiched there between Leonardo's Children's Museum and Adventure Quest, that's right there where it's located on East Maple. And you can get more information on that at enidbuzz.com. But anyway, so scratching the surface on some of the cool events going on around Oklahoma, go to the Okie Buzz Facebook page and follow me there. Be sure and subscribe to this podcast. And again, okiebuzz.com, the website will be up and running pretty soon. And the whole point of that is I'll have some type of a calendar where you guys can pick a day, a weekend, and click on it, and it will give you all of the events, all of the big events going on that weekend, and then you can decide where you guys want to road trip or you want to travel to and find that out. So anyway, thanks for checking in. I appreciate you guys. Hit me up at buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. Let me know that you're listening. Let me know if you have questions, suggestions, ideas, and all that stuff, and we'll see you later. See ya.
Oklahoma.